Happy Thursday, everyone, and welcome to another conversation with Chaplain Dan. I'm Dan Bonner, and most of you, I guess, know that I'm the chaplain of our assisted living community. I'm honored to be with you today to talk about this week and again next week, one at a time, the specific blessings that Jesus promises for us, especially in those parts of us that feel not quite right. We call those, Jesus taught his disciples, and they've come to be called the Beatitudes, or the blessed teachings of Jesus. We talked about mourning or grieving. We talked about being poor in spirit earlier this week. And today we're going to talk about the third Beatitude, where Jesus says, "Blessed are the meek, for they shall inherit the earth." Now, meek is one of those words, like some of the other Beatitudes we've already seen, that we don't use very often these days. To be meek means, maybe in our day, if you hear the word meek, it means afraid of everything, or unwilling to do anything except stay in the corner. Well, there's probably a richer way, I believe, to understand meekness. And that is what we today might say, blessed are those who are humble. Blessed are those who are humble, meaning that if we exemplify and demonstrate humility in our lives, we don't need to be the center of attention. We don't need to say the last word in a conversation. We don't need to always be right. Being humble or meek can be a powerful thing. And some of us are prone to just speak up first and talk too long. And I'm sometimes guilty of that, maybe a lot of the time. I envy those who are humble, but I'm particularly grateful to point to you today what Jesus said was the benefit to us, the future reward for us, if we exercise a humble spirit. And it may be the most significant benefit of all. Jesus said, "Blessed are the humble, for they shall inherit the kingdom of God." Or some translations say, "They shall inherit the earth." It's a strange use of the word earth when you look it up in the Bible, because it's really talking about God's creation, the Garden of Eden. And we would say today, perhaps most often, heaven, the kingdom, that perfect place. If we exercise humility, sitting back and listening to the other. Letting the other tell us what they need to tell us before we butt in. Or otherwise wait at the back of the line to be seated in the dining room. Whatever the exercise of humility is for you, I have good news for you. Jesus says that for you and me, when we humble ourselves, we prepare to inherit the kingdom of God. That's good news, isn't it? So be of good cheer as we humble ourselves with one another and before God. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for being here today for this conversation. And tomorrow we're going to talk about the fourth blessing or beatitude that God gives us. And I'll tell you about something that is a little different than humility, but gets us God's favor nonetheless. Thanks for being here. God bless.